Hi, it's Nathaniel Whiston here and welcome to Hollywood Stars of West Anglia. Today I'm travelling to the town of Bedford. It's to the south of Clapham, to the east of Bromham and to the west of Cardington. It's in North Bedfordshire and it's in West Anglia. Today's Hollywood star of West Anglia was one of the biggest names of the 1940s. She was known not only for her beauty, which won her a gaggle of high-profile admirers, but also her wonderful acting ability, which won her many plaudits and critical and commercial acclaim. So heaven can wait, because I'm going where the sidewalk ends to follow that wonderful urge to talk about Gene Tierney. I'm in trouble with Alison, Jeremy. I'm in trouble. Right, so we're invited round to her sister's place for dinner. So we go there, sister and her boyfriend, and we sit down. And as soon as I sit down in their living room, this cat they've got appears out of nowhere and just sits on my lap. And they all find it really funny, and it's okay, yeah, the cat's taken a liking to me and it's plonked itself down on my lap. But after a while I'm a bit bored of it and it won't move, but I humour them, I play along because I'm the new one there and I'm trying to make a good impression. Anyway, after a while we go into their dining room for dinner. So I get up, as soon as I sit down at the dining room table, the cat comes over to me, jumps on my lap again. They're all laughing, oh, he really likes you, doesn't he? I'm like, yeah, great. Thinking, can I get this cat off me? Anyway, dinner comes and I'm eating dinner over the cat. The cat is there and I'm eating dinner like this. And I say to the sister, I say, do you mind if I take him off? And she goes, no, he'll be all right. He'll come off of his own accord. So I get through dinner and then finally we come on to dessert and I think, right, I've had enough of this. And I gently, very gently, just try to pick the cat up. As soon as I touch it, the claws come out, they scratch through my trousers, they make a hole in my trousers, cutting through to my thigh. So I immediately just pull the cat off, just lob it across the room. I'm not even paying attention, I'm just trying to stop the pain. The cat goes flying like a sack of potatoes, hits the wall, then slumps down on the floor. The sister, she's screaming. Alison, she's running around after the cat as well. The boyfriend, he's come up to me saying, what are you doing throwing my cat around? I'm showing him my trousers and the hole in them. And the whole thing is an absolute disaster. The cat was all right. The cat was fine. It had a broken collarbone, but it didn't die. I get home with Alison. We have a massive argument about it. She says you've got to make it up to them. So, as a goodwill present, I bought them tickets to go and see Cats. And I thought that was a good idea, but they all thought I was taking the mick and now they're even more angry with me and Alison's got to back up with me again as well. So I can't win. In 1953, a British film was made called Personal Affair, and the producers of that film decided to have a big Hollywood star to capture the audience's attention. And so they turned to Gene Tierney, who'd obviously just had a fantastic run of films throughout the 1940s. That film, they shot it in Bedford. So that's what brought Gene Tierney here to West Anglia. And today I'm going to travel to Bedford to see some of the places where the film was shot. And I'm also going to go to a couple of other places and see more scenes of the film. Got 9 lives anyway. So it's just lost one of them. It didn't even lose a life, it broke a collarbone, it's fine. Am I in the wrong for thinking that someone who has a cat would like the musical Cats? It's about cats. Don't know if Liz mentioned Jeremy, but I bumped into her the other day. I was just finishing my weekly shop. I was going out as she was coming in. She said she didn't have that much time to stop and talk. But I asked her about the wedding. I said I didn't have my invite yet. She said, oh, we're still trying to work out numbers. Which is very surprising, Jeremy, because I thought she was really organised, but apparently not. And then I asked her about your stag do. She said, oh, Jeremy's not having a stag do. You're not having a stag do, Jeremy, is that right? she said you didn't want all the fuss. And then I said, are you having a hen do? And she said, oh, not really. We're going for afternoon tea at the Ritz, just a few of us, and then we're going out for dinner. Afternoon tea at the Ritz, Jeremy. You know what that means, don't you? It doesn't mean afternoon tea at the Ritz. It means she's going to be face down in, well, I'm not going to say use your imagination, Jeremy, but she's definitely not going for a genteel sip of tea in a luxurious hotel. Do you know how much it costs to buy tickets for cats? 2 tickets for cats in the West End of London. It's eye-watering. Gonna park in here by the river, and we're here. We're in Bedford. I'm on the embankment here in Bedford, and this is where they shot some establishing shots for Personal Affair. And I'm just going to walk further up here into Bedford. On the other side of the river there, you can see a lock, and that's what I'm looking for later today, where they shot other scenes of Personal Affair. Why they didn't shoot it here, I just don't know, because if you're going to shoot scenes at a mill or a lock, then Bedford's got one right here, but they didn't, and that's why I'm going to have to go somewhere else as opposed to just stay in Bedford for this one. But there you go, a perfectly good location they didn't use. What can I say? The great things about Bedford is that they sell clangers here, and I'm going to go up to the bakery and buy a couple right now. Up here, that is Bedford Bridge with the Swan Hotel on the right, and that is definitely in the film. That is a shot from the film. I'm recreating a shot from the film right there. The film also contains scenes in Bedford High Street, and there it is up there today. And the scenes I'm filming right now are very similar to the scenes which appeared in the film, so what a bonus that is. I've had a result here because I've got 2 clangers. I've been to the bakery. I'll get them out once I get to the car. Last thing I want is a wet clanger. Tierney coming to Bedford to film Personal Affair should have sparked off a renaissance of filming here in West Anglia. However, in the 1950s, when that film was made, some of the more popular films to be created that decade were The 10 Commandments, Ben-Hur, things like this. And try as you might, you can't really recreate ancient Rome and biblical times in towns and villages in this area. There may have been a sharp intake of breath from council officials when they heard that Gene Tierney was coming to film here in Bedford. She was famous for appearing in a number of films noir depicting the grittier, sleazier side of life, and portraying Bedford as a den of iniquity would have dealt a hefty blow to civic pride. Such as it was, Personal Affair was a relationship-based drama, and Bedford's reputation remained intact. I'm back in the car. The rain is pouring down outside, and I have with me one of my clangers. So this is what it looks like, a bit like a sausage roll. Inside there you've got gammon, potato and onion, and at the other end you've got apple. You've got your main and your dessert all in one pastry. Enough talking about the clanger, I'm going to eat it now, and then I'm going to make the next stop on our journey. Just finished a clanger, and now I'm heading to Kempston. Kempston is just south of Bedford, and there is a mill there, and I'm hoping it's the mill which was the location for one of the scenes in Personal Affair which Gene Tierney appeared in. I'm having a wander around Kempston to see if I recognise any locations that I've seen from the film, and it's not looking great. So the other mills, I've looked up where other mills are around Bedford, and you've got Blenheim and Tempsford, which are east of here towards Sandy, and there's one in Sharnbrook which is up above Bedford, even towards Northamptonshire. I was kind of hoping it was going to be here in Kempston. In the mid-1940s, Tierney was at the height of her powers, and it was during this time where she embarked upon a relationship with John F. Kennedy, the future president. Things didn't work out between them because JFK knocks it on the head because of his political aspirations. Sadly, he ended up being assassinated a few years later, and perhaps if he had the choice of being president for a bit and then being killed, or living out his days with a glamorous Hollywood star, he might have changed his mind. Tierney's relationship with JFK must have ended badly, because when the presidential elections came along in 1960, she voted for Nixon, his opposition. It didn't matter because Kennedy got in anyway. I think I would vote for an ex-girlfriend of mine if she was to run for Prime Minister. You got to let bygones be bygones. It's all water under the bridge, isn't it? Come to think of it, actually, Lucy did have some questionable views about the NHS. And if we left the school system in her charge, then we'd all be in trouble. Tierney's right. You need to vote with your head. You can't be sentimental about those things. Tierney's most famous role came as Laura in the Osso Preminger film of the same name. In it, she plays a murder victim, and the detective investigating her death becomes gradually obsessed with her. She gets killed within the first 5 minutes, so it does seem very harsh to say that's her best film. You have to wonder what her worst film is. I spare a thought for a read in the reviews. You were amazing, Gene. Your best film yet. Yeah, I was only in it for 5 minutes. What about that one I was in for 2 hours? What do you think of that? It wouldn't really be an episode of a series about West Anglia without me speaking in a field full of some type of farmyard animal. Today it's a cow. Sometimes it's horses. Sometimes it's sheep. You might be thinking, Nathaniel, cows? We can barely see them. They're miles away. Yeah, they're miles away. I'm keeping my distance. And do you know why? Cows are dangerous, especially when you're walking on their patch. It would be different if I was at my house, but I'm in their house and I have to respect them. So I'm keeping my distance. I'm being clever. I found a weir here in Kempston. Unfortunately, this isn't the weir that appears in the film, because there's no bridge on it for starters, and well, it simply doesn't look like it. So I'm afraid to say that it seems very unlikely that Kempston was used as a location for the film. But that doesn't mean that Tierney didn't come down here. While she was filming in Bedford, maybe she wanted to see some of the countryside and she just happened to come out to Kempston. That's very possible. This now means that I'm going to have to go to Blunham and Tempsford and Sharnbrook and hope that the mill and the weir I'm looking for are there instead. I've got a long drive ahead of me. Got an update for you. So standing here is the only place I've been able to get some signal, and I've been online. I've been trying to find out about where exactly this mill house and weir is, because if I drive to all those places it's going to take a long time. I'm running out of petrol, etc, etc. Anyway, turns out that it's in a place called Teddington Lock, which is in Buckinghamshire, which isn't in West Anglia. So after all that, after coming to Kempston, it was in Buckinghamshire all along, which isn't West Anglia. So apologies about that. This didn't end as I hoped it would, Jeremy, but doesn't matter. There's plenty of stuff from Bedford, plenty of stuff from Kempston. Edit it all together and sort out your stag do, mate. That was Bedford and that was Kempston, and that was the story of Gene Tierney's time here in West Anglia. I know I didn't manage to find the millhouse and weir, which ended up to be somewhere completely different, but never mind. Tierney's not even in the scenes that were shot at the weir, so it's not a big loss, is it? And besides, I went to Bedford and was able to shoot some scenes that happened there, the high street, the bridge, and I had a clanger, so it's been a good day and this will be a good video. Yeah, hope you've enjoyed watching this. I've been Nathaniel Whiston, and I will see you again next time for more Hollywood stars of West Anglia.